A little Maxwell pre-match day. Yes, you can thank me later for your Friday gift. It is time to talk some Champions League because the draw has happened this morning. Early doors as I woke up and grabbed my coffee in the lovely city of Los Angeles. I scratched my eyes and I looked at the draw and I thought to myself, it's the best possible draw for Manchester City. Whoa! Where is your feathers? Expect them to be ruffled because the Real Madrid fanboys will be coming at me left, right and centre with their pockets full of cash and their expectations high. Why do I state that it's a good draw? Because Manchester City could not have asked for a better chance, because for me, Real Madrid are undoubtedly a fantastic team, but considering their struggles for me in the past couple of games to get through to this stage, despite a heroic performance from Ronaldo in Madrid against Wolfsburg, I think that it gives Man City, just talking about them for a tiny little millisecond, the best possible chance. So as that kind of allures to, the draw is as follows. Manchester City drawn against Real Madrid. That first game will take place on the 26th of April, and it's at 11:45 Pacific time. Don't know why you care about that. Anyway, it's the Tuesday, and of course the day after that, it is Atletico Madrid against Bayern Munich. In the first game is in the Vicente Calderón before the fixtures take place. I think 2 weeks, is my math correct? No, it's the next week, directly after. The week after, second leg will happen. So to get to the first part that I alluded to there before you went crazy, I'm going to clarify a little bit. Real Madrid still the favourites to go through. Bayern Munich favourites to go through another leg for me. But no matter what, I think we're going to get ourselves a mouth-watering final. If Manchester City somehow manage to conjure up a victory at home against Real Madrid, they have every chance of going through. Real Madrid, I think, would have been in a tough situation no matter who they drew against, because the first leg against Wolfsburg, they were let off by Wolfsburg's, I would say, inability to attack them fearlessly like they did in the first leg, and Real Madrid were gifted the opportunity to come back into the game. But Manchester City are solely focused on the Champions League this year. I could not give two shites what you think about Manchester City in the Premier League, because as this tournament has proven ever since the likes of Monaco and Porto once faced off in a Champions League final, it does not matter at this point how your league form is. That does not affect anything. All it does is, but in certain situations, give you more of an incentive to focus solely on the Champions League, like Manchester City are doing, because the league title is going. Top four is still going to be within their grasp and still probably going to go to them pending they still keep up a consistent run. But they're going to be looking at the Champions League as to, why will we not go to try and win it? Why are we not going to put all our eggs in that very big basket? Because we are in the semi-final for the first time ever in our franchise history. So why not put everything in to try and beating the most beatable team out of the rest of the teams involved in this tournament? I say that boldly because Atletico Madrid, as I'll get to in the next point, don't need to be on form to be dangerous. They can beat any team of the teams remaining just by being good defensively. That's why I stated in a previous clip, I think on 120 Sports, you can check that out if you would like. They asked me who was the team that everyone wanted to avoid. Hands down, Atletico Madrid. I was tempted to say Bayern Munich really quick. Why? Because Bayern Munich at this point historically, I think they're the most consecutive semi-final appearances out of any of the teams left in the competition. Because I was tempted to say that they'd be dangerous, because at this point, usually Bayern Munich would have hit the heights. They would have been soaring. They get to the semi-final. They're flying high. They're all in form. They're chatting all the shit, but my God, they're banging. And then they stumble at the semi-final like they did last year against Barcelona, because they'd already hit their peak, I felt. They had nothing really left to add, to adjust to. Barcelona studied their team, were able to nullify their attack. Of course, they had injuries pending and all that stuff. But still, this Bayern Munich team is interesting because they had a great start in the Champions League, great start in Bundesliga, but there's been a little bit of a rocky road as of recent, a little bit of turbulence in there, but that suave Spanish manager knows how to steady the ship, or in that case the plane, because I'll stick with the first analogy, and I think he knows that it's a blessing that they are able to get into this stage now not fully in form, because if they can gather form in the run-in and able to, in that first leg, come away from the Vicente Calderón with at least a draw and an away goal, they're fully favourites to go through, because this isn't an Atletico Madrid that are going to attack Bayern Munich, I don't think, from the get-go. They're still going to be structured, they're still going to be defensive-minded, and I think Atletico Madrid would have preferred to go to Munich first, but I think if they emerge with a 1-0 victory, they can go anywhere and defend that, but they need to get a victory. This is not the same as a Barcelona where they can leave with a defeat and then come back at home and try and save the tie that way, because Bayern Munich, they don't play them week in, week out the way they, or not week in, week out, but regularly the way they play Barcelona. I don't think they'll be able to consistently shut down Bayern Munich as easily as they did Barcelona, because by that point they were so experienced in founding those banks of four that they knew would cause a problem against Barcelona. So in my point of view, if Atletico Madrid are able to come away with at least a goal advantage, I think they could definitely put it off. And it could be a Madrid final. It could be a Manchester City Bayern Munich final. It could be the game that probably media pundits everywhere are wetting the bed in both terms of the word, thinking about Manchester City versus Bayern Munich. Pep Guardiola old versus Pep Guardiola's future, coming up against each other head to head. It's all written down the stars for the Hollywood Lights, so we just want to know what you guys think at this point. What did you think of the draw? Of course, you hear from my points that I think Manchester City will be happy with that draw, but still Real Madrid favourites to go through. I think Bayern Munich will not be happy because everyone wanted to avoid Atletico, but still get a great chance of going through. I'll be doing more predictions as it comes close to it, maybe some tactics, and of course, some recaps here. Everything and anything you need for Champions League coverage, only in TYT Sports.